And the $1,000,000 question, how is Edgar Berlanga going to look on that scale when he steps on the scale? As of me recording this video, he has not stepped on the scale. Ego Weight Watchers, a.k.a. Ill, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after progress picks, especially when they have the upcoming fight. Now, as you guys know, Canelo versus Berlanga is going on tomorrow. Again, they have not weighed in, and I am curious because I said this a while ago, but Berlanga, he just looked kind of big. He's definitely bigger than Canelo, which we knew, but he looks big, and it looks like in his training camp, it didn't even look like he was doing a weight cut, but he looked big. He's taller than Canelo, and then I'm looking at these pictures, kind of curious how he makes 168. As you guys know, I'm pretty good with the eye test, and I'm just curious. I know he's young. I'm just curious what his cut is looking like. So that is going to be a question that matters a lot, because you don't want to enter a fight with a seasoned pro like a Canelo Alvarez and deplete yourself on the scale. I guess when they step on the scale, we're going to ultimately see. But for me, like even right here, Berlanga, it almost doesn't even look like he's doing a weight cut, if that makes sense. Like some of the pictures that I seen of him in training weeks before the fight, that's kind of how he was looking. So I'm really curious how this is going to work out, because I have to perhaps look at some of his older weigh-ins, but he looks a little bit lighter there, but not by much, right? And this was Berlanga like weeks before the fight. And I don't know. I'm not seeing a major difference. And be clear, there's a lot of guys when they fight Canelo, they're gonna look for any advantage. Now, I'm sure Canelo, this is not his first rodeo. Canelo's been in the game, so there'll probably be strict penalties if Berlanga does miss weight or comes in heavy, but we'll see. This was him weeks ago, and I feel like this new generation has a lot of people where they're doing these massive cuts. Hold the weight, and then do a massive cut. So I'm real curious how this is going to play out. I'm not doubting that he's training, but you know, he's going to football games and wearing ice, and this is just more exposure. You guys got to understand what experience means in boxing. For a guy like Canelo, he's used to all this, right? What is this? They got the Tupac bandana. All eyes on me. That's crazy. That picture is crazy. Canelo's been here and he's done that, right? But to see Deion Sanders and Berlanga and stuff, this is something new. When he was with Top Rank, you didn't see, like before his fights, him doing a million podcasts and linking with Coach Prime and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how he takes all this in, because Berlanga, he's definitely, surprisingly, he's done a lot of trash talking. And I can't even say surprisingly, but it's really a breath of fresh air, because Canelo's last few opponents after Caleb Plant, they seemed like almost starstruck, where they were just so happy to be facing Canelo. They didn't really press Canelo. They didn't really try to get under his skin. Berlanga, he's bringing a New York energy where he seemingly doesn't really care. He doesn't care if he offends Canelo. He's talking about like, yo, this is war. I'm here for war, so I don't care. So a lot has been said. He has never had a fight like Canelo. We will see what he brings to the table. For me, I'm picking Canelo to stop Berlanga because I think this fight is different than Munguia. Munguia is Mexican. Berlanga is Puerto Rican. So with that being said, Canelo never really had no beef with Munguia. He seemed like he actually rather liked Munguia. He didn't like Munguia's promoter at the time, Oscar de la Hoya, but he seemed like he enjoyed Munguia. So it looked like Canelo was kind of carrying Munguia. But the way Berlanga is talking and talking spicy and saying he gonna knock Canelo out in 6 and, you know, just trash talking, and he's bringing that New York energy. Canelo, I definitely think if he has an opportunity, then he's definitely gonna seize it and take it. He doesn't like guys like, he already told you, there's a Canelo interview and he was saying the guy that annoyed him the most was Billy Joe Saunders because he was playing all these games and stuff in the build-up, if you guys remember. And Berlanga has been kind of pesky like that in that same vein. So I'll leave y'all with that, Ego Weight Watchers. But from what I'm seeing, I'm curious how Berlanga is making 68. Will he be weight drained? Because I don't see too much of a difference from these fight week pictures to how he's looked on fight week. And I definitely don't think it's good to, all I'm gonna say is making weight is a science. And I know a lot of fighters and trainers, and they'll tell you the same thing. It's a science. You have to have it down to a science. You have to have a good team to arrive at that number on the dot. Berlanga, I'm not saying he has or hasn't, but I'm just going off the eye test. Berlanga looks like he's kind of big. And then you don't want to have to get to the day of the fight, and then that's where you deplete all your, you know what I mean? You get all depleted and look sucked up. We kind of seen this with Frank Martin, right? Frank Martin, when he fought Gervonta Davis in his last fight, Frank Martin he didn't look that bad at the beginning stages, but then the day of the weigh-in, Frank Martin looked toast. Like his face looked, you know, Mike Jack and Thriller. And the thing you should be a little bit concerned for Berlanga, because he's never been at this level with a fight like Canelo. The thing I would say to be advised about is Berlanga's kind of showy with the jewelry. He looks like he likes the lifestyle, but Canelo is a different level of threat that you haven't faced as a pro. I know he says he spars heavyweights and all kinds of stuff like that. All that's different than fighting somebody where it counts, where everybody's watching. And see, Berlanga's kind of showy with the, you know, he's kind of showy with the jewelry and stuff like that. So I'm wondering and hoping for his sake that he trained as hard as he needed to for the Canelo fight, because if not, it's going to get ugly. It's definitely going to get ugly. So hopefully Berlanga has a good showing. Let me know what you guys think. Berlanga, what will he look like on the scale? Do you think, we'll go back to some more recent pictures, this is him. Do you think he's looking ready for Canelo? Let me know that in the comment section.